Hey guys, it's been a minute since I posted a video on here, but that's only because Hurricane Irma blew through Florida. And luckily, it made landfall before it hit Sarasota, so we didn't get hit too bad. I was without power for about 3 or 4 days, but that's nothing compared to what they said was going to happen. But I watched a movie last night, first night with power back on, so this movie title seemed fitting, so I figured I'd throw a review on it. But that's Mariano Beno's Dark Waters from Severins Films. And I love this movie with a passion, you know. I've seen it a few times before, the old Shameless, or was it Shameless? No, not Shameless. I want to say it was Shriek Show, or I don't know who put it out, but the DVD's been out of print for a long time. I was never able to get my hands on it, so when Severins Films decided to release this, I was ecstatic. Put the pre-order in for this because they paired it with The Other Hell for released on Easter, which is really fitting considering they're both nunsploitation movies. But this movie's awesome. It's they called it an art house horror. I guess you could consider that because there's a lot of flash scenes of imagery and stuff that you could you piece together the more times you watch it and you figure out more. But the general gist of this woman travels to this nunnery because her father had just died, and for years he had been donating money to this nunnery. So she goes there to see if she should keep donating and all that. And that's basically the general gist of the story. There's the whole movie is that's it. But there's a lot of, it's really hard to explain. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's stuff that doesn't really get answered. It's almost like you're just voyeuristically walking around this nunnery with them, just kind of seeing what's going on, but nothing's really getting answered. I would this would go good with Baskin because it's cultish. Like I said, nothing gets answered. You're just kind of left up in the air of what's going on with a lot of stuff. There's this oracle dude who paints what's going on, but he's blind. If someone dies by flames, he's painting it in the basement of this nunnery, and there's a lot of creepy stuff. There's a really sinister scene with this nun. She's all demon looking. She's on a cross, and this chick's standing in this hallway, and the cross is slowly floating towards her with this demonic nun howling, laying on it. But there's a lot of blood in this thing. There's another scene that kind of got to me is this guy. He's on this boat, and he's just crazed looking. They don't explain anything about him. You're just kind of left a mystery of what that was all about. But he's taking a bite out of this giant flounder fish, dude. It's really gross looking, and the ending, so there's a little twist that I didn't see coming first time I saw it, and I don't say it because it is the only twist in it, but the ending I really love. It's yeah, I can't ruin it, but I do love the ending. It makes the whole thing worth it to me. But there's enough demonic kind of weird scenes going on to make the whole thing intriguing from start to finish. To me, it has a lot of rewatchability, and Severin did a really good job with this release. You know, I heard a lot of people complaining that they didn't do good with this or The Other Hell, which, I mean, this was I don't know if this was Spanish or what. It's English language, and it was made in '94, but this has the feeling and the look like it could have been made in the '80s or something. It doesn't look like it came out in '94. It's grainy, but it adds to it to me. The setting location's awesome. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. But I would give it an 8 out of 10 easily. I'd consider it one of Severin's most intriguing titles. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I definitely give them props for releasing this thing. And this thing's loaded with features. It's got all the short films from Mariano Beno, audio commentary, a feature called Lovecraft Made Me Do It, a bunch of featurettes, a director's intro, deleted scenes. And yeah, this thing's cheap. I think it's only 15, 16 bucks, you know. Definitely get this for the collection. It was out of print for years. It's definitely an original movie. There's really not a whole lot of movies like this. The only thing that comes to mind probably Dagon, and like I said, Baskin is what comes to mind the most watching this. But yeah, definitely pick this up. And just a little I got two things. I'll do a little update of what's going on. We were supposed to record our It episode of the Tumbling Podcast of Flesh, but like I said, I was out of power, so I wasn't able to actually do that this Sunday, but we're recording it this Sunday. Me and BDG Reviews, both saw at theaters. Got the saw it in Regal. I really want to talk about it, so I'm excited for that podcast, and I'll post it around when it happens. But I'm actually going to see it again this Friday, just to kind of, since it's been a little bit, I saw it before the hurricane hit, you know, kind of fuzzy now. I want to see it one more time since we're recording Sunday, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. And I want to do a little update too. I picked up 2 vinyl soundtracks recently that are pretty cool. Might as well show them off because they're horror related. But first one I got is the Scream and Scream 2 soundtrack on vinyl. And this was available in a lot of places, but this FYE exclusive I wanted to pick up over the regular one because the regular one's bone white, but this one is actually clear with blood splatter, which looks really cool. And I gotta say, I do like the soundtrack. I've always loved Scream and Scream 2 especially. So this was really cool to get, just as a collector's item. There's not a whole lot of Scream stuff out there, except the occasional action figure, but that's about it. Fright Rags put some shirts out too that were really cool that unfortunately I didn't pick up while they were around, so hopefully they reprint that. And then the other one I got, which I was really excited for, got from Grindhouse Video, called the Maniac Cop 2 vinyl soundtrack from Mondo. And it's I love the score to this. It's actually a creepy score, and it's this has the Maniac Cop rap that's in the end credits of this movie, and it's a heavy vinyl. It's awesome, sounds beautiful. And they did a thing where it was you can get it in black or fire red, occasionally slipped in. Unfortunately, I got the black one. I wanted the fire red one, but it is what it is. It's a beautiful soundtrack nonetheless. But yeah, that was just a quick update I wanted to do. Like I said, now that power's back on, I expect it to be kicking on all cylinders 100%. And also got news that I'm going to be part of the body bags thing too right now as the fill-in thing for people call out for reviews on that, and hopefully one day you know, be a regular featured person on body bags. But yeah, that's what's coming down the pipeline. But anyways, guys, peace.